So last week I talked about one of my personal favorite Mario Party entries, but now it's time to talk about everybody's favorite, Mario Party 2. Honestly, what can I say that either you don't already know yourself, or other content creators have beaten it into your skulls? Mario Party 1 got people interested, but 2 is what made it a franchise, which is something since in reality, 2 is just Mario Party 1.5. Cause really all it did was take everything that worked from the first game, and got rid of everything else that didn't, such as the mini-games that you could have sued Nintendo over for making you tear up your palms. But not really that funny joking aside, 2 set the standards of what a good Mario Party should be, as well as introduce us to gameplay elements that we would come to expect from these games and would become the gameplay elements the series would use up until 9 changed everything, which we don't speak of. Ever. Well, until I want to do a review or mini review on it. But just about every game in the series, you can pinpoint an element 2 introduced that a future game continued or was influenced by. Battle minigames, duel minigames, items for board gameplay, the bank and its spiritual successors. Hell, even a night and day gimmick for one of the stages became the gimmick for the entirety of Mario Party 6. Simply put, we owe a lot of thanks to a game that really is just a refined rehash of the first game. Anyone who's played both is going to be able to tell that they weren't really breaking the bank with 2. Many assets were reused, hell, a good chunk of the minigames returned for this one. Some may say that doing so was just lazy on the developer's part, but in this case I say if it wasn't broke, don't fix it. Cause the minigames they did bring back were the best ones, with many still considered the best even to this day. Not to mention they have been the inspiration for so many future minigames too. But even the new stuff just felt so polished. The board games felt much more interactive and a lot less linear, which is always nice. The additions like I mentioned, like the items, really added more of a strategy element, which I always appreciated. And while I did prefer the lottery shot to the bank in Mario Party 4 because I'd rather just pay 5 coins to potentially win more instead of someone else getting it, but when you're the one it lands on and the pot is built up so much, perfection. Now, while I love Mario Party 2 as much as I do 4, that doesn't mean I'm going to be blind to it, since there was some things that I wish were different. Such as one-player minigames. I personally thought that getting rid of this was so stupid. They were a great way to help get some extra coins, especially since I have a feeling that many households were like mine, where one person, aka me, pretty much wins every minigame and leaves the rest in the dust. I also think that getting rid of all the dice blocks and the mushroom piggy banks was pretty dumb too. Granted, they turned the warp block into an item, but I think the different dice blocks would have complemented the newly introduced items. Plus, they were optional in the original, so it's not like it would have been a balancing issue or anything. Turn them off if you don't like them. Just always felt it would have added a lot more polish to 2 if they kept it. But lastly, minigame coaster can go fuck right off. That's all I'm gonna say on that. So yeah, this game to this day is still considered the best entry for a reason. It's just that good, if not the best Mario Party game there is. And it alone is why Mario Party is still even a thing. I mean, when it's the only N64 Mario Party they released for the Virtual Console, then that's gotta tell you something.